Our Chief of Staff, Ngozi Orabueze, don't blow hot and ordered the Nigerian security forces, both the army, the navy, the police, to vacate the sovereign state of Biafra immediately. Agumwai has spoken. Benin is shaking now. Okay, she made this post just few hours ago, alleging the buying Biafrans and the destruction of properties being carried out by Musa men, the Nigeria security forces. They said this is what the Nigerian news Gota media now are carrying everywhere now. The Simon-led United States of Biafra has demanded that the Nigerian police, military, and non-state actors vacate the Southeast region, parts of the South-South, and other territories it claims as its own. This comes amid reports by the human rights organization International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law Inter-Society that at least 180 people were alleged in Southeast by security agencies and non-state actors between December 2024 and January 2025. The report is yet to receive a response from either the police or the military. In a statement posted on X on Friday, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, known as EPA's deputy. Una hear am very well. Nigeria government know Dr. Orabueze as second in command of Prime Minister. They didn't say Ogunkere. They didn't call Sona Parewa. Nobody else they called except TOS Ngozi Orabueze, known as EPA's deputy, said the decision followed the passage of 11 bills proposed by the Biafran group in a virtual meeting held on Thursday, 30th January 2025. According to her, the bills include the constitutional bill, a tax bill for oil companies and foreign businesses, a voluntary tax bill for businesses owners, a bill to prohibit all non-state actors within its territory, and a bill for the defense of its territories. Orabueze, who has been acting on Simon's behalf since his detention, stated that the cabinet she is leading also passes the conscription bill, the printing and circulating of currency bill, the international passport and driving license bill, the solution of the Biafran Republic government cabinet bill, and the bill to adopt USB official addresses. According to Orabueze, the implementation of this bill is necessary for the progress of Biafra. The decision marks a turning point in the history of the United States of Biafra. In perspective, the bills mandate that the administrator of the 40 states be called governors, while head of departments become commissioners. For instance, we now have the governor of the state of Onhuku, the prohibition mandate, the immediate cessation and the withdrawal of Nigerian military and the police from the 40 states, Orabueze claimed. She stated that over 120 cabinet members, including 140 state administrators, departmental secretaries, head of country liaison, and the other cabinet officials attended the virtual meeting. Daily Post recalled that EPA has been detained by Finnish government since November 2024. So this is the proposal bill that was passed by our Chief of Staff, Ngozi Orabueze, giving the Nigerian security forces, notice to vacate the sovereign state of United States of Biafra, and other things that she proposed. She said here, which is very, very good. You see, this woman is this woman is not scared at all. Jesus Christ, she's not scared though. Oh my God. She's not acting like our real prime minister, like our prime minister Simon Eba. Oh my God. That's why I call this woman Iron Lady. Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher of Biafra. Chai! She has demanded the Nigerian government, their military, their police, their whatever, to leave Biafra land immediately. Or else, what will be coming to them is something that they will not be expecting. So they must evacuate the Biafra land because of the alleged, not even alleged, they say it's alleged. It's there, there's nothing like allegation. It's true because of the buying that the Nigerian army, Zoo army, has been committing in Biafra land. So they must leave Biafra land immediately. Let us go to, because I like to read comment section, let us go to comment session and see what how people reacted to this news coming from COS, Ngozi Orabueze. Now this one, if he said, yes, let them vacate Biafra land because Biafra is now a nation of its own. Let the Nigerian military and police leave Biafra alone. Okay. SMMG said exactly because Nigeria is occupying Biafran territory now. Another one, Chase Saram said, a welcome development from the USBG. Biafra is a nation now. It is high time all of them leave Biafra land. Peter said it is a must because this is a country that we are talking about. They need to vacate just for their own good. As Sir Williams Daddy said, the zoo is getting the point now. Biafra man said, if M23 could achieve it, then Biafra can also achieve that. Okay, that's what he trained. Ikedia one said, Agumwai, carry go, we are behind you. Simon Ekpa, Biafran saw, said, loud and clear, there is no going back. Leave the territory now, or we make you leave, period. Wow. Fire for Fire said, total cleanup have started. If you get here, hear it now. Nwachi Nemere said, yes, there are illegal occupiers. Okay, my people, we've heard it. How Biafrans reacted and showing support to our COS and demanding the immediate, the Nigerian government to leave Biafra land immediately.
They don't behave like human beings. And I tell you that the Islamization agenda that has been many years ago is what Fulani has come to fulfill in another man's administration, because such man is a follower of Fulani, that is Tinubu. Tinubu is a follower of Fulani now. That's why Fulanis are making all manner of comments, hate comments, calling Igbo man terrorists, calling the kind of terrorists. The court itself lacks competent jurisdiction to prescribe a group that United Nations has testified is not a terrorist group. Fulani man, Fulani herdsman, Fulani herders, bandits has been prescribed as the number 4th most deadly terrorist group in Nigeria, in the world. Tell you that Tinubu government is a coward government. Why? The way he operates and runs his government indicates how far he has gone to hate Igbo man. Let Tinubu not think say maybe all this thing when they do say Igbo man no they see am. Tinubu hate Igbo man now with passion. And this current prescription is a prescription out of cowardice. Why? If you want to prescribe Igbo man as a terrorist, you go to Enugu High Court. Appeal court, you dey Umuahia. Appeal court, dey Enugu. Tinubu government go Abuja because of cowardice. He go prescribe it. It is not a court of competent jurisdiction, because the right jurisdiction where a court has the infantry, the prerogative to rule against IPOB, to be in the southeastern Nigeria. the jurisdiction from where the offenses have been committed, the land, the setting, the plotting is in Igbo land. So this is a coward ruling. The chief judge himself doesn't have certificate. The chief judge himself is not a certified chief judge that went through law school. He cannot be well attested to his law certificate. Ask me why.
How do you become a judge?
Alocalia now. Do you know the reason why it's Alocalia? The ruling was just unannounced. It's a kangaroo court.
Everybody was shocked.
Everybody was shocked because it's a kangaroo now. It's a kangaroo court. So that man is a Fulani man. I mean, the presiding chief judge is a Fulani man. The court itself lacks competent jurisdiction to prescribe a group that United Nations has testified is not a terrorist group. Fulani man, Fulani herdsman, Fulani herders, bandits has been prescribed as the #4 most deadly terrorist group in Nigeria, in the world. And we are pointing accusing finger to IPOB. IPOB is operating freely in Colombia, Washington, District of Columbia, in California, New York, everywhere. IPOB are operating, agitating for their freedom. And the American system has never ever seen them or believe that group is not a freedom fighting group. They are fighting for their freedom. Fulani is bent on destroying Igbo man. But do you know what? We are not checking. The Igbo man you are talking about is still Giribam there, standing on his right, waiting for the escalation that is coming. Okay, this thing can't be so easy because they are not looking at it from the angle where we the Igbos are looking at it. Fulani is looking at it at the angle of Islamization. Igbo man is looking at it at the angle of what? Escalation of another pogrom. Because the one of 1967 to 70 is not enough for the ruthless, stubborn men from Futajelo Island, led by Ottoman Danfodio 200 years ago. They actually believe that Igbo land is their forefathers, their ancestors' estates. But we are telling them that if you have prescribed IPOB and the Tinubu administration accepted it, Obi is a terrorist. Ngozi Okonjo is a terrorist. I myself, Raf Mbechi, analyzing here as an analyst, I'm a terrorist. Because what it means is indigenous, meaning the land of the people.
They don't know meaning of IPOB.
Then people living on that land of Biafra. Biafra is Ojuku, Bianca, Gowon, Ekweremade. We are all Biafrans. It means that chief judge is a blind man. He's not only a blind man, he's a man that has lacked and lost his senses. What I'm saying here, I'm saying something against a man that called me and my kinsmen, a man that said I and my kinsmen are terrorists. So what I'm trying to say is that when you prescribe IPOB, don't forget that you have many IPOB in Tinubu administration. Tinubu will have shame upon himself if he allows Dave Umahi to continue with his good work. No, but it's open. It's an open stage of opinion. Anybody can put his opinion. I don't really understand. It means that Dave Umahi, Minister of Work, Abi, is a terrorist now. Dave Umahi is from Southeastern Nigeria. He's an Igbo man. He's a terrorist. The Director General of the WTO, World Trading Center, in New York, she's an Igbo woman. She's a Ngozi Okonjo, metaphorically, is a terrorist. Listen and listen good though. Chimamanda Adichie, that girl that wrote Half Yellow of the Sun, is a terrorist. Blessed memory, Chinuba Achebe, a terrorist. The author of Things Fall Apart. So people that are rearing animals across West Africa, they have begun to behave like animals. And it has entered their mental ability, change it into animal instincts. The kind of instinct the Fulanis have is animal instinct orientation. They don't behave like human beings. And I tell you that the Islamization agenda that has been many years ago is what Fulani has come to fulfill in another man's administration, because such man is a follower of Fulani. That is Tinubu. Tinubu is a follower of Fulani now. That's why Fulanis are making all manner of comments, hate comments, calling Igbo man terrorists, calling Nnamdi Kanu terrorists, prescribing the entire race of Igbos terrorists. And Tinubu is looking at that kind of fake judgment. Shame upon this administration. Shame upon all the handlers of public office agencies in Nigeria for allowing a visitor to come in Nigeria, overwhelm us, brainwash us, scratch our heads, our visitor. And today, we the owners of the land are the highest mugulis. Fulani is calling us mugu, and we just look them as if say we don't know what thing they do.
Okay. I've seen a lot of Igbos react as regards this. They said, you know, if the terrorists, terrorists can be forgiven, the Boko Harams can be forgiven and reintegrated into the army and sent to different regions, why is it that Nnamdi Kanu does not kill even a single fowl cannot be forgiven and let go? And even yesterday we saw, 5 farmers killed in Ondo. What's your take as regards?
5 farmers killed in Ondo State. We are sorry for the families. Our hearts are with their families right now. I wonder what those families are going through. Then again, I'm sending my message to the blind politicians of that state that are denying the attack by terrorists at St. Augustine Catholic Church in Owo, Ondo State. They deny it that they are not terrorists. Akeredolu deny it that those people are not terrorists. May his soul rest in peace. They are terrorists. They came to Islamize southwestern Nigeria. They are the ones who are questioning for Sharia court, Sharia law, and Hijba police. That's Sharia police, Hijba, to take over the southwest. That all the Muslim-dominated community in Yoruba land should start operating Sharia law. That is a law instruction from one kind man where they rule one kind community in one kind state called Sokoto State. He's trying to come give order to people in southwest so that they will start to follow him like him. When Soto talk and give that kind order, some Zuzupility person will say, yes, sir, we go do him. We go do as a talk. Okay, it can't happen in Igbo land. We turn our back on Sharia. We turn our back on Islam. Islam can never, ever do well in Igbo land. We are Christians. We serve God of Abraham. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He remains our God interminably, endlessly, experimentally, forever and ever and ever and evermore. God of Israel is our God. No Hijba, no Sharia in our glory where I come from. Omabala. We are the Àármys. Our great-great-grandfather is Gad. Gad is the 5th son of Jacob. We maintain our tradition culture with Israel today. And we still remain the strongest black Jews. We still remain what? The strongest, the richest black Jews on earth. That is what God has given us. He has given us knowledge how to make money. Now we get that. Okay. I'm from Anambra State.
Okay, so the Southeast governor leaders, now what do you think they should do?
We can never be part of Sharia.
Okay, so what do you think the Southeast leaders should now do as regards this imminent and consistent legal Nnamdi Kanu detention?
Yeah, they are the ones that are benefiting from Nnamdi Kanu so deal. And there's nothing I can tell you they should do because I cannot know more than Professor Charles Soludo that attended the University of Nigeria and Nsukka of all people. Professor. So how could I proffer solution to such a man? He's a lecturer. From there he graduated to professor. He wrote many finance and banking books. Yes, he's an author now. A scholar. Soludo is a scholar. So I, Rafael Bechi, can never ever advise him. He is doing well on his own field. I am well endowed and doing well on my own field. To every man, his tent and household. That's the kind of person I am. To all these Southeastern errand, governors. They know how they rope Nnamdi Kanu, call him on many names, went to court, proscribed him. They know how they started the melee that brought about renditioning of Nnamdi Kanu from Nairobi, Kenya into Nigeria. They know how they did it in such a way that many strong Igbo men were pied, maimed, and annihilated, decimated and neutralized by Nigerian military forces, all on the accusation of what? Terrorism, of what? Criminalities, bloody one, that they did not even do. The machinators of these evil things, criminalities and hostilities going on across Southeastern Nigeria are still championed by the same Southeastern governor. They are asking me, how are they going to come out? How they're going to do it so that Nnamdi Kanu will come out? No, they are the people that caused it. They machinated it. Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration was machinated by some governors, coupled with what the Accusations of all people, what he did. I don't understand. Yeah. So they are the champions of the trouble Nnamdi is going on presently. Who is asking them for solution? Who is even listening to those governors, all they are saying about visiting Tinubu to beg him? Beg who? You know, beg who say Nnamdi Kanu commit crime. Somebody is fighting for his freedom. I don't beg Tinubu to release anybody, and then Nnamdi Kanu does not beg anybody to release him. He is a freedom fighter, and God has given it to him. Emancipation of the first Jewish states on a platter of gold is championed by MNK, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the first son of His Royal Highness, Eze Israel of Ahariku community, Abia State.
Nothing must happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing must happen to him, and nothing will happen to him, and that's just it. If anything happens, Nigeria will provide him. So we have already said it before, and we are saying it again, and we continue to air my view that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being used by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to play politics. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being used by Bola Ahmed Tinubu to play politics. As regard that Donald Trump has finally now, removed the help, the aid which he intended, which they have been given to Nigeria. Now he has withdrawn it, and because he has looked into this matter and see that they are using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a politics, and at the same time calling an innocent man a terrorist. It's annoying, very, very annoying, except you don't like truth, except you don't want anything good, except you don't like your way is not pure. That is the only thing that will make you to call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist. Has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu killed a fowl in Tinubu farm? No, I want to know, on Sanusi farm, has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ever killed rats in their farms that you call him a terrorist? What is the meaning of terrorist? Somebody that is not giving peace to the society, to the country. These are terrorists. Fulanis, the herdsmen are the people that are not giving us peace. They are not giving us joy. Even as I speak to you in Ondo, they have killed five farmers, herdsmen, and yet you are not calling them a terrorist. Somebody that is an innocent is the one you call terrorist. So you see why Donald Trump was angry with Nigeria, and he was angry with Tinubu, and he decided to remove the help. He decided to cancel the help which the Americans have been given to Nigeria. You understand? When you call Gabo, I want you to say, put yourself in that shoe. Put yourself in that shoe. How can you wake up before somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist? Somebody that is fighting for his own rights. Somebody that is fighting for the right of his people. Somebody that is good. How do you expect him to fight this? Is it not by protest? And you went to intend to kill him, you vandalize his house, military vandalize his house, kill people, share blood, and you expect people to be happy with you with your atrocities. You understand? Only the wicked can see the wicked act and support it, because that is a wicked act that is coming from the angles of the Nigerian government.